Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Seattle Across the Pond, a sports podcast about the important things in sports. My name is Ankit Madeira, and as always, I am joined by my lovely friend Eric Imperio. Eric, how you doing? Hello.
Hello, I'm doing good.
Good. Wonderful. Yeah, we're here. We're here to talk about more things that really don't matter at the end of the day in sports, especially this week. We have a fun time coming up, and we will explain how we came up with this idea, ladies and gentlemen. But before we can do any of that, we got to get prepped in our locker room real quick. Eric, before we get going, anything to tell the people? How can they follow us? Things like that.
They can follow us on SATP Sports on Instagram. We repost or we put posts on our story mostly to keep things interesting and to highlight weird and wackiness happening in the league, and also to celebrate our teams, tell you any news they have.
Yeah. Speaking of the news, we'll get to it in a minute, but this is legitimately how I know what is happening with most Seattle sports teams.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching the NFL. I have not had time to watch the NFL.
Fair.
This show is the reason I know why things are happening.
Yeah. This hopefully the Instagram and these episodes every 2 weeks is helping people stay relevant, have conversations with people, or just hear about fun stuff.
Yeah, wonderful. Anything happening in the world of Eric that we should know about?
Yeah, our bunny that we got, he got a new bed and he's just not using it. He's just like, I like the floor. It's cool. And we're like, all right, we'll get you. We'll leave it, and if he starts using it, maybe we'll think about other things he needs.
Other things he needs. You gotta use your bed first, bunny.
Yeah. I was just like, what does he want? I don't know. I thought that was the next step, so we'll think about stuff.
We'll think about it.
He's
Fair
joking.
enough. For me, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of quick things. If you would like to support us and help us not be in the red while we make these podcasts, it is greatly appreciated. And you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/coopforge. And that's patreon.com/CO_OPFORGE. And sign up for any of the tiers. You get a shout out on all of the shows, and you get a fun little bonus content depending on what tier you sign up for. And if you do that, thank you in advance, and we'll thank you later as well. If you can't, that is completely fine. Thank you so much for tuning into the episodes. Just tell a friend about the shows. That helps us out a lot. Word of mouth is the best way to grow podcasts, so would really help us out. And we not only have this show happening, but we also have post finale, which is me watching films for the first time. If I remember correctly, we are finishing up Barbie Mariposa and her butterfly friends this week, and starting next week, we are jumping back into the Halloween time frame, because it'll be October, and we're looking at Hocus Pocus. So that's if I have my timeline correct, ladies and gentlemen. I tend to mess it up sometimes. And over on Flip the Scripts, it's an adaptations podcast with my director friend, who is a lovely human being named Stephen Nyman. And he and I look at adaptations. We're currently working our way through the Netflix series of Unfortunate Events TV show, along with the books. So taking a look at that. So be sure to check out all of those. They can be found wherever you get your podcast and here on the Co-op Forge channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're going to get back to posting there for Co-op Forge. So that's CO_OPFORGE. And other than that, I think the last thing is just, hey, if you're in the Seattle area, I'm in a show that's the weekend of October 11th. So it's October 10th through the 12th. And please come check it out. We got 5 shows. It's a very fun, very silly show. It's a new work called Within a Show. The link for the website will be down in the description. Pretty much it's a theater group that is trying to put on a production, and things go haywire, and how many shows in a show are too many shows, and we got to figure this out. So it's a very good time. If you are not in the Seattle area, but you would still like to watch the show, there is a streaming option, and that can also be found on the website. So anybody, wherever you are, can check out this production. I promise it'll be a good time. It'll be a fun time. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I got here in the locker room. Wonderful. Should we jump into the world of Seattle sports, my friend?
Let's do it. Let's give a quick rundown of what's been going on and move on to the fun bits of the episode.
Yes. I mean,
All right.
the sports are fun, but
That's
like
fun.
it's rare that we win.
Yeah. This is just to keep people knowing what's going on more than anything else.
It's the water cooler talk, which has now, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because, like, you know, office spaces have changed. It's no longer a water cooler. It's more like the coffee station now.
Coffee station. Yeah. Coffee station, or just a morning Teams meeting if you are a remote employee. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Cool. So what's happening?
Okay, I'm going to start off with the Blazers because they're not in season, but something interesting did happen. They've reached a local TV deal. So, if people don't know, they left Root Sports about a month ago. I kind of missed that too. I didn't realize. I knew they were thinking about it. I didn't see that they did leave it officially. They left Root Sports, so no longer will you be able to get them if you pay for the Mariners streaming service, essentially. They will have their own streaming service. It's called Blazer Vision. I don't know if you need a TV provider or not at this time, but I think I'll find out.
We'll keep you updated.
And if you're in Portland, you can look at it at K2. It's a local channel. So if you have local TV, you should be able to watch them there. That's about it for them. Kraken, preseason has started. Not looking good. It's preseason, but they got dominated by the Flames, and then they lost to the Canucks. They looked better, but still didn't look great. It's kind of expected. They're power ranked 26 going into the start of the season. So
there are 30 teams?
Yeah.
We're doing great.
Doing great.
Cool. I know what to expect. I hope tickets are cheap.
Yeah, hopefully. Poor season ticket holders, aka me.
I know. Well, I mean, like, let's be honest. If I'm going to a game, it's with you.
Yeah. To reiterate, the home opener is October 8th, so very soon.
I will be in tech. Actually, if you're there,
I will not be at the...
Huh?
I will not be at the game.
Never mind.
I did sell that ticket. Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
No, because my show is happening in the same area.
Yeah.
So I will technically be less than a eighth of a mile away from the stadium, but I will not be at the game.
Very busy. Okay. Good stuff. Let's move on to the Reign. Not much to say other than they keep losing.
Okay, cool.
And they lost 2 players. They lost Sofia Herrera, so that doesn't help because she's very good. She's on loan to OL, so the team that used to own the Reign.
OL?
Olympic Lyon, but the female team. Yeah.
Okay.
In Paris.
Yes. I just didn't clock
in Lyon, not Paris, in France.
Well, I don't know that much about the French league. Like, I know some of the teams. I just don't know them all. So,
see, if I said PSG, he'd be like, "Oh, I know PSG."
Right, but also, like, whenever people usually talk about it, I've always heard them say the full name, never just OL.
I see. Yeah. I struggle to say the name, so I'd say OL.
That's valid.
Because I don't speak French.
What?
No, I don't. Sadly. Yeah, she seems happy to go to France. She was like, I kind of just wanted to be able to go somewhere, like go abroad, see the world. Like, cool.
Good for her.
Don't blame you. The Reign aren't doing good. I can understand wanting to leave to see something else. And clearly I've written my numbers wrong because I have that they are 5, 50, and 11, and they do not play 50 games. So,
are you sure it ain't 15?
It is definitely something else. I mean, we don't normally cover what their actual record is.
Nah, it's okay. Look, we're bad. We're not making the playoffs. Moving on.
We're bad, yeah. And they lost Lily Woodham to Crystal Palace in England.
Ooh, I do know that one.
I think she's from Ireland,
Oh.
so near home for her.
Fair.
She
Also
might be
on
from
loan,
England.
or
I think that one's also a loan. Yeah, they're both loans, but
okay. And
I
it's
think
just
it's like,
and I mean, like, that makes sense. Like, the NWLS season is winding down. Season over there is picking up. We know that we ain't going to the playoffs over here.
no.
Like, let them go play.
Yeah.
Over there. Get the experience, get better. Makes sense.
I think women's sports is interesting. The fact that a lot of the women play in 2 leagues. I mean, I'm sure it's a downside for them. Hopefully it can change, but it is kind of interesting.
They shouldn't need to. They should be paid well enough to where they don't need to. But, like, stupid.
People, go to games.
Go to games.
Support will help that. Yep.
And, like, here's the thing. I'm not the greatest component of going to games. And I will be the first person to say this. I don't go to as many games, but I try to at least watch highlights of the games.
Yeah. That helps, Joe. Yeah.
And the only thing is, like, hey, my schedule is bonkers. I haven't had a day off since, I think, August? Maybe end of July. I don't know. I've lost track.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Go to games. Cool. I try to go to a couple. It hasn't been working out, but
we wanted to try to go to the Storm game this year. I don't think it's going to work out because now we're getting into playoffs and we can't afford those tickets.
I will get to that, but yeah. Sounders real quick. They've been winning games. They won one, draw one since we last talked. Didn't help them in standings at all. They actually dropped a spot, not really on their own fault. I would say a winning and a draw is good. But they have 4 games left. They should be in the playoffs. We'll see where that goes.
Cool.
Yep. Let's go Storm, since we just talked about them. They are in the playoffs. However, they are no longer in the playoffs because last Monday they played their last game. No, not Monday. Yesterday they played the last game and lost.
Oh, right. They got eliminated.
Yeah, because it's only 3 games in the series.
And I hate that.
So I do too.
Let women's basketball play best of 7s.
Yeah, they should play best of 7.
Or at least best of 5 in every series.
Best of 5, yeah.
Right? At least best of 5.
I can see first round best of 5, and then as it gets later, go to 7.
Let it be best of 5, and then semifinals best of 7, finals best of 7.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this with soccer last year, but it's just weird for soccer to even go more than 2 games in a series. But they went with 3 games.
The MLS is doing a dumb thing, but, like, we can talk about that once the playoffs roll around again.
Yeah.
But it's stupid.
Don't do 3 in a series. Either do 1, 2, 5, or 7.
Yeah.
3 doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. And for basketball, I feel like, women's basketball, and I think that this change might come, and I'm hoping this change comes, because we're slowly adding more teams. We're adding the Vancouver Valkyrie, and it's the Portland something.
I don't know if they've been named yet. It is Portland. There will be a Portland.
It is team. Portland, but I don't know if they've been named.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, like, cool. Let's let those guys cook, and, like, as we slowly add more teams, also increase the roster spots in women's basketball teams. Like, hello, what are we doing? But, like, popularity in the league this year has increased greatly, and
significantly.
Like, let's go. And so I'm hoping that means that soon the playoffs can also start not being a best of 3 series, but rather a best of 5 in the first round, maybe move to best of 7. Because I'll admit, sometimes a best of 7 in the first round is a lot, even in the men's. So, like, I'm happy with the best of 5 for the first round, and then let it be best of 7 from then on.
Sure. Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. I can understand not wanting to go full length in the first round. It is a lot.
Yeah.
They run deep playoffs, All right. Mariners.
Yeah, they've been winning games.
They've been winning games. However, they officially can no longer win the AL West.
Oh yeah. But we knew that. We knew that wasn't happening. But now
we knew
it's
it wasn't
official.
happening. Now it's official.
Now it's official.
With their loss to Houston on Tuesday, for people watching this, 4-3, that does it. If they had beaten them outright, they had a chance. But they had to sweep. That's pretty hard to sweep the Astros.
Yeah, fair.
They're 2.5 games back from the wild card. There's hope. But like somebody on Reddit I saw said, it's going to come down to the last game, and they're going to lose it, and then we're going to all be sad.
Remember when we started this podcast? And I don't know, because we changed the format of how this show works, and so we might have gained some more listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new, first of all, welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Second, when we originally started this, we did say at the beginning that hope is the bane of all Seattle sports fans. So, take that with what you want.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, speaking of hope, we got the Seahawks.
Our biggest hope right now.
They're 3-0.
The crown jewel of Seattle sports. 3-0. First place in the first place in the NFC
and
West.
2 games ahead.
2 games ahead. Looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird feeling when I was rooting for the Rams last week.
Hey. You got to do what you got to do.
But the Seahawks, because I finished rehearsal and then the afternoon games were happening, and so then I checked my phone and I was like, all right, what's going on? And the Seahawks were up 17-3. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna tune into this game. I like the Seahawks, but just there's really no point. So I tuned into NFL Red Zone instead.
Yeah.
And just because the Seahawks weren't doing anything, they showed us the big plays, and I was like, yay!
Yeah.
But it was kind of a blowout. There wasn't really a whole lot happening in that game. And so I watched the highlights later, but I was like, I'm just not while I sit on the bus, I'd rather watch something semi-interesting. Fair. And so I was watching the Rams-Niners game, and I came to this realization as I'm watching it, and I'm like, so the Seahawks win. They go to 3-0. The Cardinals are losing to the Lions. If the Rams win, then everybody else in the division is 1-2. Let's go Rams. This feels weird.
Yeah, I think you were probably the only person. No, you weren't the only person, but the only person that was at their stadium would have been a Rams fan, and there was not a lot of Rams fans. So the fact that the 49ers losing in LA it looked like a home game to me. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yeah, no, my favorite is the NFL memes page on Instagram, and they just go, it's wild the 49ers get 3, an extra home game every year.
Fair. Because when they play the Chargers, it's not like that.
No, because Chargers fans show up, which fascinates me, first of all, but fine.
Do it.
Yeah. Seahawks look good. So one of the only things with the Seahawks, people are saying they haven't really played anybody, because we've played the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins without Tua.
Without Tua, yeah.
And so, I mean, this is what I have to say to that is it's still playing NFL teams. They're still NFL teams.
We're not playing high school and college teams.
Right. And here's the thing is what I appreciate though is that the defense still looks good.
Yeah, we have a good defense.
The offense is starting to click. Things are starting to click. And it looks good. But what I really appreciate is people saying this, and then Mike McDonald in his post-game interview or some interview, I don't know, somewhere, he was just yeah, we won, but we can be better. And I'm like, yay! Someone who recognizes, nice. Yeah, we won the game. But no. There are so many things to improve on.
We won, but we want to do better. Sorry, guys.
We won. But also, we had 2 quarters where we didn't score. We need to improve.
I appreciate having a coach that when they win says, sorry, we didn't win by more.
Yeah. Like, I definitely feel like Mike McDonald is the type of person that's like, we can be better. And then turns and is like, hey, Gino, next time, throw it down and like just take the intentional grounding and move us back half a yard rather than throw a pick when we're at like our 5-yard line. Like, I love you, dude, but like, I just like a learning thing.
Yeah. Stop throwing these picks so they have first and goals.
It's like, we could have had a shutout, but no, Gino said, nah.
At least the defense stopped a first and goal this weekend.
Again, I was
for a field goal.
I was impressed that they stopped all of the like something goals. But yeah. Cool. I mean, that's the Seahawks. We'll see how they do. They play some more games. We'll find out.
Everybody wants to know they play the Lions then the Giants.
Oh, that's who they play before we talk next? All right, cool.
Yes.
I remembered the Lions. I didn't remember past that.
Actually, you probably also won't get to hear the 49ers will probably be the same day we release an episode.
Oh, is that a Thursday night game?
Yeah, it's a Thursday night game.
Yeah. I might actually be able to watch that game. No, I can't.
You'll be very busy.
No, I'm in a... Wait, is that
You'll be working. That's the opening day of your play.
Oh, that's opening day of my play?
Yeah.
I thought it was the week after my play, and I was like, I might be able to, and it's like, no.
No.
Yeah, I will not be watching that game. No.
You will not.
Nope. Cool. Anyway, so the Seahawks do kind of stem into what we are talking about for the rest of our episode. Now, Eric and I were talking about what we wanted to do for this episode, and we always try to find a fun, silly thing to talk about. Last week, we had some fun, silly stories. The week before that, we did some AI stuff, or the episode, because we come out every 2 weeks. This week, Eric, what did we decide for the people?
We decided to just cover bird teams. Yeah. In the United States. Just
cause.
Just cause. It's not even about the teams. It's solely about the birds.
It's mainly about the birds.
Solely.
Yeah.
The little team.
We were on the phone having a conversation. One of us mentioned a bird, and then it spiraled. So here we go. Pretty much, we just have some fun facts about all the bird teams that we could find in the major sports. So just kicking us off, we're going to start with the NFL. And we are going to start with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Arizona Cardinals are based on a cardinal bird. Pretty straightforward there.
Okay.
A fun fact about cardinal birds, they are loyal partners. Cardinals are monogamous and often mate for life, and during courtship, males feed females in a behavior that looks like kissing.
Fascinating. Like kissing, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that birds kissed, but apparently Cardinals do.
Good.
It looks like they do. They aren't exactly. But yeah. Didn't know that this was a thing, but sure. Here's the thing is I also lived in Louisville where we would have cardinals come up to the bird feeder. They are beautiful, beautiful birds. Now, how did the Arizona Cardinals get their name? Seems like a, slightly important thing. So the team originally started as the Morgan Athletic Club in Chicago in 1898.
Oh, that's kind of far away.
Yeah, just a bit. In 1901, the team's founder, Chris O'Brien, solid name, bought some used jerseys from the University of Chicago. And the jerseys had like a faded maroon color, which O'Brien described as cardinal red. And so this led to the name of the team being changed to the Racine, Racine. I feel like that's the name of a town, and I'm butchering the name of the town. Okay. I apologize. I think it's Racine Cardinals, after the street. Sorry, it's the street that they played on. So, yeah. And then, so they got renamed to the Racine Cardinals. And then they moved to Arizona in 1988, where they were originally known as the Phoenix Cardinals. And in 1994, they changed to the Arizona Cardinals.
I think it's interesting how it's another team named after the color they wear. But this one actually went into the bird thing, unlike Stanford, where they're just like, no, we're just red. We are red.
Yeah, like this one was just like, hey, it's the color but then like also they just kept it, and I was like, okay, like,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like I respect it. Like fair enough. Now the mascot for this team, because we thought this would be fun as well. The mascot is named Big Red, and he is a larger-than-life red-feathered cardinal, and he has been prominent since he hatched on October 4th, 1998. So congratulations, both you and I are older than a feathered cardinal bird named Big Red.
You're making me look this up. I don't know if you looked it up, because the Nebraska Cornhuskers mascot is also Big Red. Who was first?
I don't know. This one was 1998. I didn't even know that he existed as a Big Red.
Okay, fair. I don't know.
All right.
Somebody look this up.
Fair.
I can't find it.
Let us know. Now, a singular fun fact about Big Red. Big Red is 6 feet 4 inches tall and has a 7-foot wingspan.
7 foot.
7 foot.
Okay.
That's Big Red. And that's the Arizona Cardinals.
Fair. I like it. Next one here is going to be the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons. They're most likely named after the peregrine falcon that winters in Georgia. It's not. I think they're just named the Falcons because it was in a naming contest in August 1965 from a school teacher in the nearby town of Griffith, Miss Julia Elliott, and she was selected as the winner because of reasoning for the name. The Falcon's proud, dignified, with great courage and fight, and never drops its prey. It's deadly and has a great sporting tradition. Now, an interesting fact about the peregrine falcon is that when it's hunting prey and it's like seen it and it drops down, it can reach speeds of 200 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Which is like so fast for an animal. I think like cheetah's like 80 miles an hour. I can't imagine going 200 miles with just like wind in my face.
I can imagine it.
Sure. Sounds painful.
Doesn't seem fun.
No. They do it. So it's impressive. Related to that, their mascot's name is Freddie Falcon.
Okay.
If you don't know anything about Freddie Falcon, his thing is to drop from the ceiling before the game. And he has the world record for the tallest indoor rope swing. And it's 143 feet and 5 1/4 inches.
Honestly, well done, Freddie. Nice job.
Yeah.
Good for Freddie.
Probably the coolest mascot thing I have on this list.
I might have something that can beat it, but doubtful.
Okay.
We'll see. Because holding a world record, impressive.
Yeah. As a mascot.
Impressive.
Imagine. So for anybody who doesn't know, there is somebody that's inside these suits. They're not real.
Wait, what?
Sadly. Yeah.
Do you want to know the best thing? One of the mascots, I don't remember which one, I looked it up, and it just goes, fun fact, the person, like, the person inside the mascot is a professional performer, and I'm like, nah, der. I'm like, that's not a fun fact. That's just like, that's a fun fact for like a 3-year-old that doesn't know about mascots.
Sure. For this one, I feel bad for the person who set the record. Just nope. Freddie Falcon gets it.
Honestly, though, like, I feel like they'd be okay with that.
Probably.
Yeah, because they would know. They're like, my name doesn't need to be associated with it. I don't need that fame. We can let it be the suit. Cool. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they are based on a wild guess here, the bald eagle. Wow. Woohoo. Now, a fun fact about the bald eagle. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of bald eagle teams. None of the fun facts have to do with that they are actually not bald, because like, that's fine. Like, they have feathers. Cool. Like, whatever.
Yep.
Now, for this one, their diet. Their diet mainly consists of fish, but they also eat birds and small mammals and carrion.
I think that's like kind of like a shrimp.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Now, here's the part that I found the most entertaining. They are known to steal food from other birds like ospreys.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Now, the Philadelphia Eagles got their name from the Blue Eagle logo of the National Recovery Administration, a key part of Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal policies. And when Bert Bell and Lud Ray acquired the rights to form a new NFL team in Philly in 1933, they were inspired by this symbol of recovery and progress. So they named their team the Eagles.
People naming things is crazy sometimes.
And I was like, okay, I would have thought Philadelphia, a lot of rich American history. It's also the national bird for the US. You can be like, great, there was a lot of historical things. Let's pick a historical bird for the US. Like, great. No. It's because it was a Blue Eagle logo.
Not America. Something else.
Now, their mascot is named Swoop. Quality name for the mascot. Now, the origin story, and this is the fun fact, is that he has an entire origin story. But according to a fictional backstory, Swoop was a bald eagle with poor eyesight and strength, but a strong heart. And after receiving a Philadelphia Eagles jersey from a fan, he transformed into a humanoid eagle with improved vision and strength.
Okay. Way to push jersey sales. If you wear a jersey, you will be strong.
Good for Swoop.
Okay. Nice. Okay. On to the team that we've all been waiting for, the Seattle Seahawks. For anybody who doesn't know, the joke in Seattle is that they're named after seagulls. Probably not true. But the bird that they are using in their logo more closely resembles an osprey. That's also kind of the nickname for an osprey is a seahawk. Now, what's this fun fact about the ospreys? Ospreys spend an average of 12 minutes hunting before they successfully make a catch.
Honestly, that's less time than it takes to prep a meal, so fair play.
Yeah. They're just like do. Oh, there's a fish. Dive. Got it. Done. Okay. Yeah, I think it takes longer for most people to get to the grocery store. So they're doing better than us.
Nature.
Yeah. Why are the Seattle Seahawks called the Seahawks? People might know this, but there's a naming contest in June of 1975 where 153 people suggested the name Seahawks. However, how it was picked, the Seahawks gave 5 finalist names: the Seahawks, Mariners, Evergreens, Olympics, and Sockeyes to the NFL commissioner. He picked Seahawks. That's how we got Seahawks. Their mascot's name is Blitz. For anybody that doesn't know, we did do an episode on rating the Seattle mascots. We did cover Blitz. Go check that episode out if you haven't seen it. Interesting fact about him is he has his own song called This Is a Blitz, written by the band called The Presidents of the United States of America.
Okay, good for him. Yeah. So next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Now, they are, pretty straightforward. They are based on a raven. Woohoo! Fun fact about ravens, they have mimicry skills, and ravens can imitate human speech and other sounds, such as car engines and animal calls, and in captivity, they are also known to talk better than some parrots.
Wow. Wait, car engines? They can make car engines?
Apparently!
That's wild.
Yeah, ravens, fascinating creatures. They're also, really smart, and, when you see a bunch of them,
I've heard they're smart.
They are so intelligent.
Yeah.
Now,
I've heard they can identify humans.
Oh, they can identify other birds. It's not the fun fact that I wrote down, but
okay.
They can identify other birds, including which of the birds in even their little group are trustworthy and which ones lie and which ones are shunned, and they have an entire social structure.
Wow.
In the world of ravens.
This seems like an interesting rabbit hole to go down.
It's a rabbit hole that I plan to go down once I have some time.
Yeah. The raven rabbit hole.
We need to learn more about ravens.
Yes.
Now, the Baltimore Ravens, I feel like it's a fairly well-known one, but in case you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, they got their team name the ravens, a bird that is famously featured in Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven, and Poe spent a part of his life in Baltimore, and so the team chose the name Ravens to honor his legacy as a poet.
Very
So,
cool.
fair enough. Also, like, intimidating bird, like, cool.
Yeah.
Don't piss off a raven. Now, the mascot, fittingly, is named Poe.
I like it.
Yeah. There apparently were two other ones that were his brothers, that were named Edgar and Allan.
Oh.
But I'm finding like mixed reports. Some say that they were retired in 2008, and some say that they still show up at special events. So I think for the majority, it's just Poe. Maybe Edgar and Allan show up at like really special events, but like I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, a fun fact about Poe is that he is a tailgate party regular, and he loves joining tailgate parties in his never-ending search for the perfect cheeseburger.
Okay. It's an interesting reason to go to tailgate parties.
He just wants a cheeseburger.
Guys, make this guy lots of cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like a
Invite him
lovely
to dinner.
mascot.
It does.
Oh, also fun fact, he did get put on IR. I think it was like last season or 2 seasons ago.
IR. What?
Because the person that like is usually in the Poe costume got injured.
Yeah. So they just, instead of getting a backup, they're just like, IR.
Yeah, so they just put Poe on IR.
Does that count as a IR allocation?
I don't think so. But like, I was like, honestly, that's a win for the PR team. Like, let's go. Like,
Yes.
you put your mascot on IR. Like, the guy still, I think, like, showed up, but like was like on a pair of crutches or whatever, because like I think he like tore his ACL or something.
Oh man.
And so like he would still like, you know, he wasn't there for some of the games, and then like he would still show up for some of the games, but like I don't think he traveled with the team because they were like, all right, that's a bit excessive.
Do the mascots travel with the team?
Sometimes they do.
Okay. Fair.
I think they do if it's division games. I don't know if they do if they're like cross country trips. I don't know. I know like
in Seattle, Blitz and Bowie will like travel, but I don't know if it's necessarily with the team. Like they'll just go to places, kind of hype up people.
Yeah,
like Bowie had a trip to Alaska this winter or this summer.
It's like the Oregon Duck that went to like all of the new schools trying to get in.
Yeah.
And then like the comments were just like, 2 things. 1, incredible road trip for like just the like one social media intern that they had, and then the mascot. Like they were just like, "Oi, you 2 want to go on a road trip? We'll pay for stuff." And it's like, "Yeah." And like the 2 of them just hanging out, like doing a road trip across the country. Like, yes.
Yes. Great for them. That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Who's next?
Okay, off script because this team does not have a name yet. It's the Utah Hockey Club.
Okay.
I will spoil it. There is no birds in the finalists, I found out.
Dang it!
However, I want to make a suggestion since they haven't officially named the team yet.
Okay.
I'm suggesting that they use the mascot, the Great Horned Owl. Now, I know that the state bird of Utah is a California seagull.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Lovely.
Yeah, because apparently somehow seagulls got to Salt Lake City, and since there's salt there, I guess they liked it.
Tracks.
And they kept out a cricket invasion in 1880 or 1848. So cool.
And the Mormons decided we love this bird.
It does say that. It was a Mormon town at the time, yes. It does say that. That's why.
Look, the Mormons founded Utah. Like, Utah's a beautiful, beautiful state.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just history, is that, like, they are the reason that Utah exists.
Correct. They did fight for it.
That's
quite
just
hard.
Yeah, that's just the history of the state. Like, you know, they're lovely people.
Yeah. Anyway. On to why I think the Great Horned Owl should be their mascot. 1, it is in Utah. They exist there. It is probably the most menacing bird that lives in Utah, and there's no teams named after an owl in any of the major league sports, and none of them are named after the Great Horned Owl either, of course, because there's no owls. And also, the fun fact about Great Horned Owls, they hunt other raptors. Like they hunt osprey, falcon, gulls.
They
all
hunt the ones that dive at 200 miles per hour. Yeah, go with the owl.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go with this scary, menacing owl. I know it's not ice hockey related, but come on, there's other birds.
Okay,
in
here's the thing: is it FAU, which is the Owls in college?
There is owls in college, yeah, but I don't know which owl they're named after.
No, I don't know. But owl is such a good mascot, and you can do so many cool things with logos with owls.
Right.
And also, just imagine the mascot just fully, like, you get some type of mechanism to where the mascot head just turns.
Exactly. That's definitely possible, especially if you use like an arm contraption.
Well, like, not even that. Like, you can literally, yeah, like, just something in the mascot thing, like, in the mascot suit that just, like, turns the head. So, like, imagine you're just sitting behind the mascot, and then all of a sudden, you're just being stared down by an owl that isn't looking at you. Terrifying.
Terrifying. Yeah, the FAU does have a mascot, but it's a burrowing owl.
Not the
there
same.
are other owls.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm assuming that's all you got for that one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, I figured.
Be the owls, guys. Don't
Be the owls. Cool. Back on to script for a team that actually has a name. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, they are named specifically after the Humboldt penguin. Now, fun facts about them. They are native to Peru and Chile. And nesting, they often nest in guano, aka bird poop, which provides a safe and insulated environment for their eggs. Now, the Pittsburgh Penguins got their name through a fan contest held by the team, which was established in 1967, and the name Penguins was chosen because of the team's original home in Civic Arena, which was nicknamed the Igloo due to its dome-shaped, like ice-like appearance.
Not to spoil the Pittsburgh's understanding of geography, but the people who built igloos live in the northern hemisphere. Penguins are only in the southern hemisphere.
It's Pittsburgh. In the 1960s. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Penguins. Polar bears? More likely.
I don't know what to tell you. Now, a couple of things about their mascot. Their first mascot was named Penguin Pete, who was an Ecuadorian-born Humboldt penguin on loan from the Pittsburgh Zoo.
So a live mascot.
Now,
nice.
The team later did adopt a more traditional mascot, and his name is Iceberg, which is a play on both iceberg and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Now, a fun fact about Iceberg, he is a movie star and had a memorable cameo in the 1995 action film Sudden Death, which I have not seen, but it was starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the movie features fictional Stanley Cup final at Pittsburgh's Civic Arena.
Nice.
They're the Penguins.
Penguins. I do like the Penguins. I think it's a good choice of team name.
Honestly, like I appreciate it. I just find it funny, like you pointed out, igloos, penguins, different hemispheres.
Yeah. Weird way to get the name, but
solid
it's a good name. Yeah,
good name.
Penguins is just a good animal to choose. For
oh yeah, dude, I love penguins.
Slide around and skate. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're a good time.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next team, the Anaheim Ducks. I'm gonna do this one a little bit more out of order than the other ones, because this one isn't really named after a duck. It's actually named after the movie The Mighty Ducks, because Walt Disney created Anaheim, the Anaheim Ducks. I'm also not wrong, probably, in saying that they created Anaheim. And they're originally called the Mighty Ducks. So it was technically based on the film. Why it was called Mighty Ducks in the film, I could not find. Probably because it sounds cool. I don't know.
Because then you can quack.
Yeah, then you can quack. The mascot Wild Wing has existed since and not to be confused with Buffalo Wild Wings, has existed since the first season, which was in 1993. Now, obviously, since these aren't named after a duck and probably could be named after Donald Duck more than anything, um, I just had to like find a duck that I liked. And I just typed in "what is a mighty duck" to see what would come up, just for fun. And this photo of mallard ducks popped up from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the picture was titled "Mighty Ducks," so I took it. So they're mallard ducks.
Okay.
Interesting fact about mallard ducks is they are the ancestor of all but one domestic breed of duck.
Oh, what's the one domestic breed that's different?
The Muscovy duck is not related to the mallard duck.
They decided, no.
I don't know if they decided to be domesticated, but yes.
No, not the domesticated part. They saw the mallards and were like, we can't be mixed up with that lot. We must be different. It is not allowed. They would tell all the like little ducklings and just be like, you see them? Stay away.
Stay away.
Stay away.
Bad news.
They are bad news. They will lead you down the dark, dark rabbit hole. It's like, oh, do we get rabbits? No.
No.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get me on a roll.
That's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's good. That is the story of the Anaheim Ducks.
Fair. I think we are moving on to baseball. And we are going to the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the Baltimore Orioles, based on the Baltimore Oriole.
Good job.
I didn't know that the bird was just called the Baltimore Oriole. I thought it was just called an Oriole. No, it's literally called the Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the Baltimore Oriole. Song and vocalizations, their melodious songs are a delightful mix of whistles and chirps, which are often heard during breeding season. Now, the Baltimore Orioles baseball team, it's a pretty simple way. They got their name from the Baltimore Oriole bird, which is the state bird of Maryland. And the Orioles name has been used by various Baltimore baseball teams ever since the late 19th century. But it, was used for a very long time before the current team that we know now moved to Baltimore from St. Louis in 1954. So it's just
Nice.
whatever team is there has always been the Orioles.
Good.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Simple.
Keep it the same.
Yeah.
Keep it the same.
Yeah. It's like, hi, you are a baseball team here. You are going to be called the Orioles.
Yeah.
Would you like to leave? Goodbye. You cannot take the name with you. Now, the name of the mascot?
That's really funny for Baltimore because two of the teams that have left Baltimore in the NFL have both kept the names.
Yeah. What is it? The Colts and
Colts and the Browns.
Browns, yeah.
Or wait, maybe the Browns came to Baltimore and got renamed.
The Browns went to Baltimore, got renamed the Ravens, and then the new Browns that we now know are an expansion team.
Correct. Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah. But the Colts, originally Baltimore.
Yeah.
So now the mascot, by far probably the least interesting mascot name that we are going to have in this entire video, including the mascot that doesn't exist for the Utah hockey team, which should be named the Owls.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see about this.
Do you want to know what the name is?
Yes.
The Oriole bird.
Okay, never
mind. He hatched on April 6th, 1979. Now, a fun fact about the Oriole bird is that he has a daily routine and a busy schedule with starting appearances as early as 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh. What?
This is the information that I found. Moving on.
Okay. Moving on to the Toronto Blue Jays. Obviously named after a Blue Jay. No surprises there.
None.
Interesting fact about the Blue Jay, it's known for mimicking other scarier birds to deceive other species.
They're just like the little pranksters of the bird world.
Yeah. Like, I'm not scary. That bird's scary. I'm going to pretend to be that bird.
I'm a pull a prank. and then they get caught. I'm just a cute little guy.
Not me.
He's not.
I've been looking for him everywhere. I couldn't find him.
Yeah. He's like, I think he came from over there.
He went that way. Yes. So the Blue Jays got their name in a naming contest. This is a familiar theme. It just keeps happening.
Yeah.
At least for me. I don't know why. Where 154 people, one more than the Seahawks, said they should be named the Blue Jays. The name was chosen by the team management because it had blue in it, and that's the traditional color of Toronto sports is blue, so they liked it. And then also there was already other baseball teams that had birds, so they figured why not. And they love mimicking birds, so I think that's why. Their mascot is named Ace. He's probably one of the more boring mascots. However, his father, this is fictional, his father invented bird stickers that are commonly found on windows. That's what it says. I don't know if they were the Toronto. I don't know if they're the Toronto Blue Jay sticker or if it's just all bird stickers. I don't know.
Oh, are these the stickers that people put on their windows so that birds are apparently smart enough to know that it's a window and don't try to fly in?
Oh, that's probably it. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Okay. My experience, birds still fly into the windows, guys.
You have to cover the whole window. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like we did that in the old house, but the main reason we did that was just like it was a westward facing house. And so for like 8 hours a day in the summer, we would just get like beaming sunlight through like a massive, like not a massive, but like a fairly decent sized window that would then land directly on the steps. And so we were like, all right, like we'll put a little bit of a cover here. Just so that it's not like obnoxious amounts of sunlight coming in.
Fair. The other thing on this is that his mother was a goose feather supplier, which sounds crazy. And that's it for the Blue Jays.
Fair. We're back to Cardinals, and we are now looking at the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, a cardinal bird. No surprise there. And another fun fact about the cardinal, it has a striking appearance, and the male northern cardinal is the one that we are usually known for. It's the one with the vibrant red plumage. But for those that don't know, the females sport a more subdued brown color with hints of red. Originally, the team was known as the St. Louis Perfectos, and the name change to the Cardinals happened very organically, actually. So during the 1899 season, a sports writer who went unnamed, hurtful, overheard a fan, also unnamed, hurtful, commenting on the team's new uniforms, which featured a bright red color. And the fan described the uniforms as a lovely shade of cardinal. I'm sorry, the sports writer name was later. My bad. So the sports writer, Willie McHale, began referring to the team as the Cardinals in his columns. And the name quickly caught on with the public, and by the 1900 season, the team officially adopted the name Cardinals.
Another team named after the color they wear. It's crazy.
I love that it was just a random fan.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like what our team name is, and I'm going to take this random fan's comment at the Cardinals.
Cool. I don't really care about them because I'm a Cubs fan.
Fair.
Cardinals can go be bad. Go be bad.
Go be bad.
Now, their mascot is named Fredbird, who made his debut April 6th of 1979. Now, Fredbird is known for many things, but mainly his energetic dancing, beaking fans' heads. Sorry, I'm going to redo that. Fredbird is known for many things, mainly his energetic dancing, beaking fans' heads, and tossing t-shirts into the crowd.
Okay. Beaking fans' heads is weird, but okay.
I couldn't figure out what this means. I think he puts
I think it just means he like pecks them.
Either that or like he opens his beak and engulfs a head.
Maybe.
I don't plan on going to a St. Louis baseball game.
Fair enough.
Maybe I do because like, of all the sports, going to baseball games are the most affordable.
That's fair. I feel like it's like a historic stadium to go to too.
Yeah. It's one of those where like I would love to go to it. Like I do enjoy going to baseball games. I don't enjoy watching baseball on the television.
It can be tough on television. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting better,
It is.
but it can be difficult.
The only time that I actively watch baseball on the TV, and it's not just like keeping up with it, is either it's very much background noise or it's the World Series.
Fair.
Those are my two options. All right,
Yeah.
who do we got next?
We have Minnesota United. We're going into the MLS now. Now, yes, I know Minnesota United, obviously not named after a bird. However, they are the Loons. It's kind of like their nickname. It's just a bird. It's the state bird of Minnesota. They're a common loon. Interesting fact about this bird is it needs water to take off. And it can get confused that roads are not rivers and land on them and become stranded. So hopefully they find a solution for that soon.
Does it just then have to walk until it can find water?
It might just not. It might be confused. I didn't find out how they survived that scenario. They just
we gotta reach out to our friend Andrew.
Yes.
Who lives in Minnesota, and
we should
hit him up and be like, hey, what's going on with the loon, buddy?
How does the loon survive? Yeah, it needs a long water takeoff. It can actually get stuck in small ponds. It can land in water and still not be able to survive.
How is this bird still alive? How has natural selection not decided to get rid of this bird?
You can't take off there. There are other loons that can take off from land.
I'm talking specifically about the common loon.
The common loon. It might be going out. It might be on its way out.
He's common for a reason.
Maybe they just have so many babies that it doesn't matter when some of them die. I don't know.
Andrew, questions. Or other people who live in Minnesota. Yeah. Questions.
Let us know. This is probably solely the whole reason is because it's a state bird, and the club that was consumed when this club was created to go into the MLS, they just retained the bird. Yeah.
Fair. Does it have a mascot?
It does. I was wrong with the last one. This one is the most boring. Nope, there's two of them. MLS ones are very boring. It's PK. He does literally nothing. He's just there. At least his name is PK, which is related to soccer.
Fair. So we have Inter Miami, and they are the Herons. Again, it's Inter Miami FC. MLS teams are different because it's more just the nicknames rather than what their actual team name is. So they are based on a great white heron. Now, a fun fact is the great white heron is not actually considered a separate species. It's just a color morph of the great blue heron, which is the same species but different coloration. And when great white herons interbreed with great blue herons, they create an offspring known as Werdemann's herons, which give a mix of white and gray plumage. Now, they are often referred to as the herons, and they got their nickname because there are two great white heron birds depicted in their crest. And the herons interlock their legs to form an M shape symbolizing Miami. And the birds are also native to South Florida and like that region. So, makes sense of how that came about there. Their mascot is named Sir Nigel.
Sir Nigel?
He is a sir.
Has he been knighted by the Queen, by the King of England?
Maybe. I don't know. David Beckham owns the team, so it's possible. Might have been the Queen, because from what I could tell, he's been around for a bit.
Okay.
But also maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it was the King. I don't know. But with David Beckham being the owner, there might be a possibility. Now, a fun fact about Sir Nigel is that he is made from upcycled sports gear, including cleats, jerseys, and goalie gloves.
What?
Yeah. He's got a pretty unique design.
Is he actually made of upcycled gear?
Yeah. Like, not joking. It's quite wild. Ladies and gentlemen, we will make sure that on the Instagram we post a picture of Sir Nigel. But yeah, he's an interesting little guy.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, we'll post a picture.
fully get it, but we'll post a picture. So, yeah. That's that.
Okay. On to something extremely interesting. Again, MLS teams are interesting. The Vancouver Whitecaps. You would think they already have a name. Whitecaps sounds kind of like they're probably kind of a wave or something. No, they went with Kingfisher.
Which I thought, not gonna lie, was a type of fish for a very, very, very long time. I now know that it's a type of bird, but like growing up, I always thought kingfisher was a type of fish.
Yeah, got fish in the name. Yeah, sounds like the king of the fish.
I thought it
sounds
was
like
like a big swordfish kind of thing.
Yeah. I think he's king of the fishermen.
All right,
Yeah.
give us some facts.
Anyway, it is a belted kingfisher specifically, and that's because it's a common bird in Vancouver. That's the whole reason it's there. That's the naming reason.
Fair.
The fun fact is the belter kingfisher is one of a few bird species where the female is more vibrantly colored than the male.
Ooh.
And MLS teams don't have a lot of interesting facts about stuff.
No.
His name is Spike.
Cool.
That's about it. I couldn't find anything interesting about Spike.
Spike exists.
Spike exists.
Cool. So we have DC United, and they are the Eagles, the bald eagles. Lovely. We're back to them. So another fun fact about bald eagles. They have incredible vision, and they can see fish up to a mile, or 1.6 kilometers, away, and they can soar over 10,000 feet, 3,048 meters high. Now,
airplane.
They got the Eagles nickname, which comes from the eagle, which is in their logo, so fair enough, which symbolizes speed and power and attributes the team wanted to embody. Based on what little I know about the MLS, they haven't done a very good job of that.
Yes.
Their mascot is named Talon, and this is a fun fact, is in 2013, he won the Fox 5 Mascot Madness Shootout against the Washington Nationals mascot Screech. All I could find out about this was that it was a competition where mascots competed against each other. And he won 11 years ago.
Nice. Mascot competitions are hilarious. I don't know if you saw the football one that I posted.
Oh, dude, NFL mascots versus kids is one of my favorite things.
It's so hilarious.
I wish I could be one of those mascots.
You might be able to just go see if Blitz is opening a position.
Hey.
Or boom.
Well, like, here's the thing is, like, guys, I'm not an acrobat. However, I'm a silly human being who understands movement.
There you go.
And is willing to do dumb things. As long as you pay my insurance.
Fair.
Like, I need the insurance.
Yeah.
You willing to do that? Put me in a costume. We're gonna have a good time.
Costume.
I promise that we will have a good time. You need me to body a kid while in a mascot costume? I can do this. You need me to jump from a height while attached to a harness? I will do this.
Got this.
Yeah.
I will beat Freddie Falcon's record.
You need me to throw a football 80 yards? Maybe don't got that, but can work on that.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. There's a reason I'm the mascot, not the quarterback.
You are now quarterback.
Sorry, Gino.
Such a long throw. Quarterback.
Yeah. Cool. Who's next? Is it you? Is it me? I've lost track at this point.
Toronto FC.
Oh.
This is an exciting one. This is probably the most exciting MLS mascot. Period. It's a Harris Hawk.
Okay.
Which the interesting about these hawks is they keep seagulls away, and whole pizzas were being stolen, which is the whole reason why they have the mascot. It's so that it'll keep seagulls away. Yeah, it is a real life hawk, and the club decided to run a naming contest to name this bird. And in internet fashion, we got an internet name. The name is Bitchy the Hawk.
Yes! I was waiting for Bitchy the Hawk because, like, you mentioned Bitchy the Hawk, and I'm gonna have to put the explicit one on this episode because we try not to swear on these episodes, but
we don't like to, but I don't have a choice. This is a quote. It's in the MLS. What am I supposed to do?
And it is the official name.
The official name, yes.
Yes. Honestly, well done, internet. Well done, internet. I don't usually say well done, internet, but well done, internet.
Yeah, so that's what the internet of Toronto picked.
Fun. Very fun. Good times. Now, there was only one team in the NWLS, and that was the Washington Spirit Eagle. It's the Washington Spirit, and then they're the Eagles. You want to take a wild guess? Hey, look, we're back at Bald Eagles.
The Bald Eagles.
We never left Bald Eagles. My last one was a Bald Eagle.
Never.
So I guess another fact about Bald Eagles, they are also monogamous mates, and they mate for life, and they often return to the same nest year after year, adding new material each season. So if you ever see a bald eagle nest, do not get rid of the bald eagle nest. Let it live. Okay. The eagle ain't causing any problems.
My high school was unable to turn on one of the lights in the stadium that I practiced at because there was a bald eagle's nest in it.
Yeah, same. It was the same for us. But
a common thing.
But we were able to turn on the lights for the tennis court because the bald eagle was on the light for the baseball field.
Yeah.
And it was like the baseball practice field.
Yeah.
So
yeah, ours was a practice field.
Yeah. It was like the baseball practice field. Not like the official one where they played games, I don't think. It was like the one it was the field that we mainly used for like PE stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah. It was a cute hawk. Now they just have neagles, not neagles. So they
okay.
They just have eagles as their official nickname. I couldn't even figure out why. Literally, the internet told me just like this is their nickname, and I was like, why? And they were like, they just have it, and I'm like, okay.
Maybe because DC, maybe. No.
Fine.
That's my best guess.
Now their mascot is also named PK. Very original.
Second PK.
But it is a large blue bald eagle, female bald eagle that is blue. And it is inspired by the roar of the crowd at Maryland Soccerplex.
Must be where they play.
Yeah, sure. Now here's the thing: is PK's got an origin story. She was drawn to the Washington Spirit when she heard the roar of the Soccerplex crowd while flying overhead, and since then she has become the team's #1 fan.
Nice.
That's it. That's the entire origin story.
Awesome.
Cool.
Perfect.
I think we got 3 more teams left, so let's blitz through these.
Blitz through them. We have first in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks. It's a red-tailed hawk. So the interesting thing about this is whenever you're watching a movie and a hawk or an eagle appears on screen and it decides to make a noise, that noise is almost always a red-tailed hawk.
Why?
No matter what the species. Because Hollywood thinks that's what birds sound like. Is what I heard, according to Atlanta propaganda. Yes. Why are they called the Atlanta Hawks? It's actually named after the same Indian chief as a Sauk Indians, Black Hawk. So this is as the Chicago Blackhawks. It's the same chief, and they were the Chicago Blackhawks when they started. It was shortened to Hawks when they moved to Milwaukee. They moved at least 2 other times, and then ended up in Atlanta. And the name of the bird is Harry the Hawk. He's one of the first NBA mascots, so he's been around a long time.
Fair. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, my last team is the New Orleans Pelicans. They are brown pelicans. Fun fact about the brown pelican: their beak can hold more than their belly. The pouch in their bill can hold up to 3 gallons of water, while their stomachs can only hold about 1. Didn't know.
One gulp and you're full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the New Orleans Pelicans, it's one of the more recent name changes, so I feel like this is one that, people may or may not remember, but they were originally the New Orleans Hornets for a very long time, but then the team decided to change their names, and now we have the Charlotte Hornets again, which is significantly better than the Charlotte Bobcats. So, yeah. Because the team originally was in Charlotte, moved, and then they kept the name, but then they changed their name when, the new owner, Tom Benson, purchased them in 2013, and, it became the name because it's the state bird of Louisiana, and they wanted to rebrand, and it felt like it was a better reflect of the local culture and the heritage to the area, which it is.
It is.
And it's a significantly better name than the New Orleans Hornets, which made no sense.
Yeah, it didn't. No.
So, yeah.
Better.
I love the Pelicans. Also, they play, at least last I knew, the arena was called the Smoothie King Arena.
Smoothie King.
Fantastic name.
Sounds like when I go to New Orleans, I'm going to go to the Smoothie King and try one of his smoothies.
Yeah. I think we should make that trip together.
Yeah.
I want to go to New Orleans. That sounds fun. Now, the mascot is named Pierre the Pelican, and he frequently engages in elaborate dance routines with the dance team. But the funny part is that sometimes he doesn't tell the dance team that he's going to join.
Just shows up.
And I appreciate that.
Way to go.
Sometimes it's planned, and sometimes Pierre's here.
Why? Yeah, Pierre. Welcome to the party.
Cool. What's our last team, Eric?
All right. WNBA. There's only one team, so I thought, that's named after birds. So when we made this list, I put the Dallas Wings on there. For anybody that knows, the Dallas Wings are not named after a bird.
Oh, wait, they're not? So the Pelicans were the last team?
They were. But I decided to keep this one because I think it's funny. I think it's funny I messed up. So the Dallas Wings are named after a Pegasus. Well, technically the Pegasus, because the fun fact about Pegasus is there's only one Pegasus, who is the son of Poseidon and Medusa. For anybody who knows, Poseidon is the ocean god, and Medusa is the one that turns you to stone. She has snake heads. I don't know how it makes a flying horse. Don't ask me. I'm not a Greek mythologist, I guess.
I don't know.
Why did they pick a Pegasus? Apparently, I did not know this. There is a sign that, if for anybody that's familiar with Portland, is similar to the neon deer sign that's downtown in Portland.
Oh,
yeah. So it's ordained. There's been a Pegasus neon sign that's ordained the Dallas skyline since 1934. So they took that. And the Pegasus's name is Lightning, which doesn't make any sense when there's only one Pegasus, but there you go.
That's not actually true. There are multiple Pegasus, but there is
not according to the mythology.
No. But from my understanding, all the Pegasus spawn from Pegasus. So there is one immortal being, which is Pegasus, and then the other Pegasus. Pegasus. I don't know.
Greek origin Pegasi.
All the other Pegasi are offspring of that Pegasus. And they're all related to Pegasus.
Okay. So there's Pegasus the Pegasus, and then this one is Lightning the Pegasus.
Yeah. Who's
there you go.
Papa, probably Pegasus.
This is my oops, I made a mistake, but why not still cover it?
Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the deep dive on birds, because Eric and I decided this would be interesting. Let us know if there are other types of animals, I guess, that you want us to go on a deep dive on. Try to keep it somewhat specific, because mammals is very broad, and we would be here forever.
Any ideas you have?
Any ideas? Let us know. As you can tell, there really isn't a rhyme or reason of why we will look stuff up. We are willing to go down the rabbit hole that you don't necessarily want to go down, but that you want answers for. We are here
We'll do it
for
for you.
you. So let us know. Thank you all so much. If you've gotten this far, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend about the podcast. It helps us out a lot. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you in 2 weeks when we inevitably do something else that's incredibly silly.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.